AITA for refusing to let my sister move in after what she did to my wedding? Okay, so I'm still furious and confused and honestly kind of embarrassed. I don't even know what subreddit this fits under. AITA, relationship advice, TrueOffMyChest, all of the above. Anyway, here's what went down. So I, 28F, got married last month. My husband Jake, 32M, and I planned this backyard wedding at his grandparents' old house in upstate New York. It wasn't fancy, no country club vibes, but it was elegant, you know? String lights, long tables, real flowers, not those foam Hobby Lobby ones. We had food trucks instead of a plated dinner. It was our kind of vibe, relaxed but beautiful. Now my sister Taylor, 26F, is pregnant. Cool, great, happy for her. Her and her fiancé Rob were invited. She's about 5 months along and doing that constant belly rub thing that every pregnant woman eventually defaults to. Whatever. But here's the thing. 2 weeks before the wedding, she calls me and asks, would it be okay if I wore a different color than everyone else? I don't want to blend in. Me, what? Taylor, just something poppy, maybe coral or bright yellow, so people notice the bump. I told her, literally everyone's wearing neutrals. That's the whole vibe. Taupe, sage, dusty rose, no neon fruit salad in my photos, please. She goes, wow, okay. Fast forward to the wedding day. It's hot as hell, 87 degrees. My makeup is sliding off by the time we do family pics. The ceremony's about to start and I'm pacing like a psycho behind the trees waiting for my cue. And then I hear gasps, like actual gasps from the guests. I peek around and there's Taylor walking down the aisle. Not as a bridesmaid, no, just randomly. In a skin-tight fuchsia dress with silver glitter heels and holding a gender reveal cannon. Let me say that again. A gender reveal cannon. The same kind they use at those over-the-top YouTube announcements. Bright-ass pink smoke shoots up behind her. People clap. Someone yells, "It's a girl!" And I swear to God, my uncle starts crying. And I'm just standing there behind a tree like, what the actual fuck is happening right now? My dad runs over to me with this face like someone just died and goes, she said it was a surprise for you. She wanted to share the moment. The wedding planner looked like she was gonna stroke out. My husband, bless him, was in the front row mouthing, do we kill her now or later? We did the ceremony anyway, but I couldn't focus. All I remember is sweating and the photographer whispering, should I try to crop her out? The rest of the night was weird. Taylor acted like she was Beyonce. People kept congratulating her. She kept patting her belly like it was the second coming. And when I asked her, in private, what the hell she was thinking, she goes, I thought it would be beautiful for our families to remember the day for both things. I said, yeah, but it was my day, not your baby's. And then she hit me with, you're jealous. I don't even know how I didn't scream, I just walked away. The next week she texts, so Rob and I got evicted and we need a place. Can we crash with you guys for a bit? I haven't responded. My husband says, hell no. My mom says, don't be cruel. I say I need a lobotomy. So I sat on Taylor's eviction text for like 2 days. I read it maybe 50 times. Can we crash with you guys for a bit? Like she was asking to borrow a cup of sugar. No apology, no acknowledgement of what she pulled at the wedding. Just vibes. Finally, I texted back, hey, I don't think that's a good idea. We're still settling in after the wedding, plus I'm honestly still upset about what happened. Her response, wow, seriously? I thought you'd moved on. Oh, did you? Moved on from you hijacking my wedding with a surprise pink smoke bomb? I didn't even know what to say. Jake looked at the phone and just started laughing. Not the funny kind. The I'm gonna scream into a pillow kind. Then boom, my mom calls. Because of course Taylor ran crying to mom first. Mom starts with, hi sweetheart, can we talk? And when a conversation starts with, can we talk? You know you're about to be emotionally mugged. She says, Taylor told me what happened. I know it was a surprise, but maybe she didn't realize how upsetting it would be. I go, Mom, she brought a literal cannon. She knew. Then Mom hits me with, she just wanted to share her joy. No, nope. Sharing would have been telling us at brunch like a normal person. This was a hijacking. Mom continues, but now they're in a tough spot. They've got nowhere to go. You have that guest room. I cut her off. Our guest room is full of wedding crap and unopened boxes. And also, no. The silence after that was long enough to hear her disappointment form a physical shape. You used to have such a big heart, she muttered. Oh, now I'm the Grinch. And then it spread. Within 48 hours, I got passive-aggressive texts from Aunt Marcy, family is family even when they screw up. My cousin Josh, Taylor just made a mistake. She's not evil. My freaking old college roommate who follows Taylor on Instagram. Damn, I didn't know you were beefing with your sister? That gender reveal looked kinda iconic though. Iconic. Y'all, I was flooded with DMs because Taylor posted a photo of herself at my wedding. Pink smoke in the background, caption, A double celebration I'll never forget. Had blessed had baby girl. The photo had more likes than any of my actual wedding pictures. Let that sink in. At this point, I'm starting to doubt myself. Am I being too harsh? Jake doesn't think so, but Jake would let me burn a Waffle House down if I needed to. Then came the kicker. Taylor posted a TikTok crying about how her own sister turned her away while pregnant. Crocodile tears, ukulele music, the whole internet sob story starter pack. I'm now getting DMs from strangers calling me heartless. One girl called me an infertile hag. Spoiler alert, I'm not infertile, just not a content farm. At this point, Jake's saying we should block her everywhere. I want to. But part of me still wonders if I'm missing something. Like maybe I should let her stay, just to make peace? But also, no. She ruined my wedding, is now playing the victim, and still hasn't said sorry. She texted again last night. Guess we'll figure it out alone. Hope you can live with yourself. Cool. I wish I was making this up. I really do. But no, she showed up. So it's a Saturday afternoon. Jake and I are halfway through putting together an IKEA shelf, aka testing our marriage, when the doorbell rings. I'm expecting Amazon or maybe our neighbor asking if we accidentally stole their HelloFresh box again. Jake checks the peephole and just goes, it's Taylor. And I'm like, what? Why? He doesn't answer, just opens the door. And there she is, Taylor, 5 months pregnant, wearing a hoodie that says, Mama in the making, and dragging a leopard print suitcase like she's checking into a damn resort. She goes, hey, I know you said no, but I figured it's easier to talk face to face. Y'all, she really thought showing up with a smile and some bags would change my mind. I step outside and shut the door behind me. She tries to follow and I literally have to put my hand on the door. No, I said, you can't just show up like this. She blinks, but I'm your sister. And I'm not a hotel. She goes off, says she and Rob got kicked out of their Airbnb, that they're running out of places, that she's pregnant and tired and can't believe I'm doing this to her. I said, Taylor, you did this to yourself. You knew I didn't want the reveal. You didn't apologize. You doubled down. You posted about it like it was your event. She goes, I didn't think you'd still be mad. Still be mad? Still? It's been 3 weeks. That's not still. That's reasonably pissed off. Then she plays the you've never been pregnant card. Says, I don't understand how emotional and hormonal this time is. Which might have landed better if she wasn't literally filming herself crying on TikTok 2 nights ago for sympathy points. Jake comes outside holding a LaCroix like it's a stress ball and goes, we're sorry, Taylor, but we said no, and we mean it. She flips to Rob on speaker. Babe, she's actually locking us out. Can you believe this? Rob, and I cannot make this up, says, wow, that's cold, real cold, especially after everything we've done for her. What have they done for me? Eaten my cake and stolen my spotlight? Anyway, she storms off, dragging the suitcase and flips me off behind her back. Real mature. We go back inside, I sit down, and my phone starts buzzing, non-stop. Mom, I heard what happened. What is wrong with you? Aunt Marcy, you know she's pregnant, right? Even my grandma sent a group text saying, families who hold grudges never heal. You want to know the worst part? An hour later, I see Taylor's Instagram story. She's sitting on a porch somewhere, sipping a milkshake, captioned, sometimes you learn who really has your back. People are DMing her. You can stay with me, queen. Your sister is trash. You deserve better. I am livid. Not even about the internet stuff. It's the fact that she's spinning this whole narrative where I am the villain for setting a boundary. She hasn't said sorry. Not once. Not to me, not to Jake, not even in a fake, sorry you feel that way kind of way. She thinks she can just PR her way out of accountability. And the family? Half of them are acting like she's the second coming of Mary, while I'm the wicked innkeeper slamming the door on baby Jesus. I'm not sure what to do now. Do I go nuclear and block everyone? Do I try to write out a here's what really happened post? Do I just keep my head down and write it out? Jake's voting for blocking. I'm somewhere between rage and pure exhaustion. So after the whole Taylor tries to move in uninvited fiasco, Jake and I agreed we were officially done engaging. Phones on Do Not Disturb. Family group chat muted. We even uninvited ourselves from next weekend's family barbecue. But of course, peace doesn't last. 3 days later, it's a Wednesday, I'm working from home, half focused on a client Zoom while also trying to eat a leftover burrito bowl. Jake's upstairs on a work call. I'm in sweatpants, no bra, and I hear the doorbell. I glance through the peephole and, yup, it's Mom. She's holding a Pyrex dish and that strained smile she uses when she's not here to argue, which means she absolutely is here to argue. She waves, like we're in some Hallmark movie. I crack the door. Me. Hi, Mom. Hi, sweetheart. I brought my chicken casserole. I figured we could talk. I should have closed the door right then, Instead, I let her in because, well, I'm still not a monster. That's apparently my fatal flaw. She steps inside like she owns the place and immediately says, "Smells like stress in here." I blink. "It smells like Chipotle, Mom." She sets the dish on our counter like it's a peace treaty and gets straight into it. "I just think this has gotten out of hand. You're mad. Taylor's emotional. And now we're all stuck in the middle." I said, "You're not stuck in the middle. You picked a side. Hers." She pulls the classic mom move, hands on hips, sighs like I'm being the dramatic one. I'm not picking sides. I'm being a mother to both of my daughters. So I ask, "Did you tell her to apologize?" She looks caught off guard. "Well, I told her she probably should, but she feels like you won't accept it." "She hasn't even tried," I say. "She filmed herself crying on TikTok instead of picking up the phone." Mom does that tight-lipped thing where she doesn't want to admit I'm right. She's just young and pregnant and scared. She's 26 and self-centered, and this is not her first time doing this kind of thing. And that's when it turns. Because suddenly I'm not talking about just the wedding. I bring up how Taylor hijacked my graduation dinner by announcing her engagement, how she accidentally spilled red wine on my favorite dress during my bridal shower, how she called Jake a starter husband once during a fight as a joke. It all comes out like a faucet someone forgot to turn off. And my mom, she cries. I didn't expect that. She just sits on my bar stool and goes, "I didn't know it hurt you this much." I said, "Yeah, well, it did." She starts saying how she just wants us to be close, that sisters are supposed to be each other's best friends, that one day when she's gone, we'll only have each other. And I said, "If she keeps this up, I don't want to have her," which made her flinch. Then, right as I'm about to cry myself, Jake comes downstairs holding the broken remains of a wine glass. Apparently, the commotion made our cat leap off the table and knock it over. "Perfect," I mutter. "Even the wine glasses are done with this conversation." Mom starts cleaning it up while trying to smooth things over. Classic fixer mode. But I told her, "Don't. This isn't a casserole situation, Mom. This isn't one of those times you can sweep it under the rug with baked cheese and good intentions." She left not long after, said she was sorry for dropping in, and that she hoped we'd all come to our senses soon. Jake and I ate half the casserole in silence, not because we forgave hers, but because it was annoyingly really good. Now the family group chat is full of passive messages like, "Miss my girls and hope everyone's okay." Taylor posted a reel of her and Rob house hunting. Caption, "Doors may close, but windows open. Grateful for this journey." Cool. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here wondering if I'm the only one who sees how insane this all is. So, after Mom's casserole peace mission flopped and Taylor's Instagram reel of manifesting a window went semi-viral, 30K views, congrats girls still not living with me, I thought we were done. No contact, no drama, just peaceful silence. But of course, nope. It was a Friday afternoon. Jake and I had planned this dumb little date night, Costco samples, then a movie. Yes, we're 80. I'm in the car parked outside Petco because our cat decided to get picky with litter when I get a text from Taylor. Just 3 words. "Can we talk?" No punctuation, just vibes. Jake sees me staring at my phone and says, "If you want to ignore it, you're allowed." And I almost did. I almost closed it and walked inside to argue over clumping strength. But something in me, probably the petty part that needed closure, said, "Fine, let's talk." So I texted, "Fine, come by tomorrow, just you, 1 hour." She showed up Saturday morning with her hair in a bun and sunglasses way too big for her face. She looked tired. Not influencer tired, actually tired. We sat on the porch, Jake made himself disappear, bless him, and then she goes, "I didn't come to fight, I just want to explain." She started rambling about the gender reveal, how she thought it would be memorable, how she was caught up in the moment, how she thought I'd laugh it off. I let her talk, I didn't interrupt. But when she finally paused, I said, "You made my wedding about you." And then I finally told her everything I'd swallowed for years, how she made every milestone about herself, how she never took accountability, just played the baby sister card, how she always pulled some emotional Uno reverse the second someone got mad at her. "You're not just emotional, Taylor," I said. "You're exhausting." She looked stunned, like I'd smacked her. But I kept going. "I didn't say no because I'm cold. I said no because you made it clear, over and over, that my boundaries don't matter if they're inconvenient for you." She said, "I didn't mean to ruin anything." I said, "But you did. And instead of apologizing, you doubled down. You humiliated me and then filmed a pity party." That's when she started crying. Real tears, not TikTok tears. She goes, "I felt so alone. I wanted people to see me." I said, "Then say that. Don't hijack other people's moments. Don't turn every event into the Taylor show." Then silence. Long, heavy silence. For once, she didn't try to spin it. She just sat there. Eventually, she muttered, "I'm sorry." I didn't say anything back. Not right away. We sat for 10 minutes in weird quiet. Just the sound of some bird trying way too hard to chirp and a kid next door yelling about Hot Wheels. And finally I said, "You can't stay here, but I hope you figure things out." She nodded, got up, left, no dramatic exit, no "you'll regret this" glare, just walked away. Since then, she's been quiet. No subtweets, no dramatic stories, just the occasional bump photo. Mom called a week later and asked if we were better now. I said no, but we're maybe finally honest. And that's something. So yeah, that's the story. Was I too harsh, too cold? I don't know, but for the first time in a long time, I don't feel like the villain in someone else's story. And that's good enough for me. Thanks for watching. If you liked the story, hit subscribe. See you in the next one.